Hello everyone, it is me. So today I would like to talk about my plans for the future. I know I recently uploaded a video about it, not so recently, but like September-ish on my other channel when I was still with Gabe, and he was in that, I believe. This is my new plans for the future and I hope I can fulfill them eventually. Not the immediate future like this year or next year, but maybe like further up. But there are some things that I do want to achieve for this year. Let's start with education. This year I started a course so I could get into university, and that was not going very well, so I have kind of broken it down to 2 separate years. So this year I'm doing maths and English, and next year I'm doing chemistry and physics. So when I do finish this course, then I can get into university. But to get into university, I need to get really high marks in this course, so I think I will have to go into a course that I don't want to do at university and then do that for a year and then get really high marks and transfer if I don't get the marks that I want from this course that I'm currently doing. So hopefully I can get a job by the end of all this studying, because I'm estimating that it will take about 6 or 5 more years. So the reason that I'm not working is because I want to focus on one thing at a time, and because I have really heavy mental health issues, and my kids are still really young. That would burden a lot of people in my life, and Gabe has a job and it's kind of Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 kind of thing, so he can't look after them. My parents, they have a job, they can't look after him, they can't look after the babies. So that's why I'm holding off a job, because I want to study and focus on one thing at a time, and eventually maybe when my kids go to school, then yeah, I'd probably get a job if uni isn't too hard at that time. So since the breakup with Gabe, I have gone through all my savings. So I pretty much went through it all when I went on holidays. So me and my current boyfriend, we went to like a music festival. I think that was 3-4 day music festival together in December last year, and then we went to Melbourne in February for Valentine's Day, and that was like a 5-day trip. Anyway, I went through all my savings. That was like 5 grand, and then a lot of financial stress kind of built up because I had to pay for my car that got wrecked because I crashed it. And I've got a new car now, so I paid for that. I had to pay my car insurance. I cancelled my gym membership, which was $800. So it's not easy kind of trying to save money when you have all these things that you have to pay off. But now I have finally paid them all off, and I am budgeting like crazy. I am not planning any holidays anytime soon. I'm trying to save up. I'm trying to get my 5 grand back, which won't take too long, I hope. Financially, I just really want to build up all those savings so that if I ever go into debt again, I'll have money there. If anything ever happens, like if the kids need anything, if I need anything, if the house needs anything, or I just need like that money to save on. And in saying that, I actually do. I have a spending account, I have a savings account, and I have an emergency account, which I don't touch the money in the emergency account. That's why I need my savings account. That's my financial plans for the future. And that kind of ties into my house plans for the future, because I currently live in a 2-bedroom kind of flat under a house, but it's ground floor. It's really, really small. I should do a house tour. So I would like to save up rent money, bond money, so that I can move, because I don't want to live here like forever, because it's really small and my kids are gonna grow up. It's a friendly place for toddlers maybe for younger, like school-age children. Eventually, I would like a nice house with an actual kitchen and an oven, because I don't have an oven because it's just this tiny little flat that my parents weren't going to do anything with. If you didn't already know, I actually used to sleep in like the main room, because my house, it kind of has the main room, which is combined living, dining, kitchen. Then I have the baby's room, then I have the bathroom, then I have the back room, and I was putting off fixing that room for a while, and I've actually finally finished it. So I've actually finally cleared it out and put my bed in there and put my mattress in there, so I do not have to sleep in the kitchen, living, dining room anymore. But yeah, I will get to a little bit of a house tour on that, and that will be fun, fun, fun. Let's talk about my relationship, which is on and off a lot, or very rocky because of my mental health. So with my relationship, I've liked him since last year, June, even though he doesn't believe me on that, because after I broke up with Gabe, I went out drinking, made out with a couple of guys, and he was like, oh, why would you like me, like, if you make out with other guys? Well, good point. I still stand by the I've liked him since June. We made our official anniversary date December the 1st, and since then we've broken up a gazillion times and gotten back together a gazillion and one times, and we're currently trying out ways to make it work. I do have borderline, if you haven't watched my other video about my borderline, so that makes it really difficult, and the kids would make it really difficult because we never get time together. I'd really like to go on dates. Of course, money was an issue recently, but now it isn't too much of an issue now that I've dedicated money to that kind of stuff. Basically, my plans for this relationship is to save it and to get better at controlling myself so that I can have a better, less rocky relationship. We do have problems. He smokes weed every day, which is something that I don't want. I kind of saw what it did to him. He kind of used it to escape all these problems, and I don't want that in my family. I'm all for recreational, social substance use of marijuana, but not like what he's doing every day. We have talked about moving in together, not into my place, because I don't really want anyone living here and no one's really allowed to move in with me anyway. If we move in together, I don't want him to keep smoking weed, because then he'll probably smoke it at home, or he'll keep his stuff at home, and if that is at home and I get caught with it in my house, then my kids could be taken away, and I don't want to do that. I am still going to try and make it work. I'm just hoping that eventually he'll kind of grow up and grow out of using weed every day. I really hope it gets better, and I really hope we stop having huge arguments every week. Moving on now to mental health, which is a crazy factor in my life. I heard that something called dialectical behavior therapy can be done to stop it, and I actually don't know much about dialectical behavior therapy. I know that they do it in groups, and you have a little workbook that you fill out, and it's kind of, I think it's supposed to help you win that mental battle in your head. So instead of lashing out, being really emotional, being really emotionally impulsive, you kind of identify that, and identify that it's the mental illness, and you can kind of find it easier to make logical decisions. So well, that's what I'd hope it would do, but apparently it's really, really effective. There are no public-run therapies. It's only done at private clinics. The last time I called up and was interested in doing this therapy, it cost about, I think it was $3,000 or $5,000. Luckily, my parents are quite well off, so I told my dad that I needed to do this therapy and that, like, obviously I don't have the money for it right now, and he said that he can pay for it because it's like a lifelong thing. You pay 3-5 grand and you can like use those skills for life, and that's really great if I'm going to do this and have a fulfilling relationship and be a better me and be a better person, like, to my kids as well, and just be a better person all around, which is what life is about, I think. Yeah, making yourself better and learning about yourself. But currently my mental health is up and down. It's really bad, actually. It's kind of really out of control, so that's why I need to make plans for my mental health for the future. Shall we move on to my next topic? I have like a little list here in case you didn't notice. Something that I have been talking about with Aiden, my current boyfriend. So after the miscarriage, oh well, before the miscarriage actually, we'd always joke about having kids. We have discussed that I do want more kids. Like, obviously he wants kids because he doesn't have kids, and he's seen my kids and he really likes my kids, but we do want kids together. When it comes around, I'm not sure if we will actually have more than one, but I would like more than one. Basically, I want Irish twins, which are 2 kids born in within a year of each other. I almost had that with Juniper and Riven, except they turned out 13 months apart because of the way that I conceived. Next time, hopefully I will get my Irish twins. So that won't be happening for a long while because, like, yeah, I have all these plans that I need to do, the longest being like 6 years to achieve maybe, and yeah, so. But at the same time, I don't want more kids because I want a smaller car, like I want a sporty little car. Who knows, maybe at the time when I do have more kids, then I will be able to afford 2 different cars so that I can have my mommy van and I can have my little sporty car. And lastly on my list, I am going to talk about my pets. So I'm not sure if you guys know, but I do have 4 little cats. They range from maybe 8 months old to almost 2 years old. I have 4 cats and 1 is a foster, so when I get rid of that last cat, I am not getting any more cats. I might get more cats in the future when I have a stable job, a stable house. I do love my cats. I'd like to do a bit of Neko Atsume, collecting all the cats. I don't know, I think I'll be a crazy cat lady when I'm way older, so I can have every single cat and just love them heaps and feed them heaps. They are all my plans for the future, my updated plans for the future, and that will obviously change as my circumstances change, as my life changes, as I get older. I like telling people about myself. I like putting my story out there. Thanks for watching. I hope you can stay and see me achieve my goals. Should be very fun. So, I will see you in my next video. See you later.